The financial advantage is not marriage itself. The advantage is shared responsibility. Two financially responsible people can build faster together, but one responsible person with one irresponsible person can be worse than being single. So the real lesson is not find a partner. The real lesson is create financial scale without creating financial chaos. That is the key. Peace has value, freedom has value, silence has value. Not dealing with someone else's bad decisions has value. So yes, being single can cost more, but being with the wrong person can cost everything. So what can you actually do? Because complaining about the singles tax will not make rent cheaper. You need a strategy. Number 1. Consider a roommate. I know this is not glamorous. Nobody dreams of being 35 and arguing over fridge space. But a good roommate can save you hundreds of dollars per month. If a roommate saves you $700 per month, that is $8,400 per year. That is not small money. That is an investment account. That is debt payoff. That is an emergency fund. That is freedom. The key is not just getting any roommate. Get a financially responsible roommate. Someone who pays on time. Someone clean. Someone stable. Someone who sees the arrangement as a financial strategy, not a lifestyle failure. If you cannot split rent, split bulk purchases. Find 2 or 3 friends and buy household items together. Toilet paper, detergent, rice, frozen food, cleaning supplies. You do not need to be a family to use family-sized pricing. You can create your own mini financial household. It may feel strange at first, but over time it saves money. Housing is the biggest lever. If you can move to a cheaper area without destroying your income, that can be the fastest raise you ever get. Saving $500 per month on rent is $6,000 per year. Saving $1,000 per month is $12,000 per year. That is real money. If your job is remote, use that advantage. Do not live in an expensive city just to prove you can suffer. If you can buy a property and rent out a room, basement or second unit, you can turn housing from an expense into a wealth building tool. This is not easy. You need savings, credit, income and discipline. But for single people, house hacking can be one of the best ways to fight the singles tax. Because instead of paying rent alone, someone else helps cover your mortgage. Number 5. Automate your single tax refund. Every time you reduce a cost, do not let the savings disappear. If you save $300 per month with a roommate, automate that $300 into investments. If you save $100 on groceries, automate it. If you cancel unused subscriptions, automate the difference. The goal is not just to spend less. The goal is to turn savings into assets, because assets are what eventually buy your freedom. One of the worst parts of being single financially is the shame. People act like struggling alone means you failed. They say, just budget better, just buy a house, just save more, just stop eating out. But they ignore the math. If you are paying full rent alone, full utilities alone, full grocery waste alone, and carrying all financial risk alone, your situation is different. You are not weak. You are not irresponsible. You are not behind because you are broken. You are operating without the financial discount that shared households receive. That does not mean you are doomed. It means you must play the game differently. You may need to be more strategic, more intentional, more aggressive with savings, more careful with housing, more selective with relationships, and more protective of your peace, because peace is valuable, but peace without a plan can become expensive. So here is the truth. The singles tax is real. Single people often pay more per person for housing, food, utilities, insurance, and everyday life. But marriage is not automatically the solution. The real solution is financial scale, shared costs, smart systems, better housing decisions, bulk buying, investing early, and refusing to let shame control your money choices. If you're single, do not panic. Do not marry someone just to split rent. Do not stay in a bad relationship because life is expensive. But also, do not ignore the math. Build a financial life that works for your real situation. Because the world may be built for households, but that does not mean you cannot build wealth alone. This is Rehan Finance Official. If this video made you think, comment below. Would you rather pay the singles tax or risk the wrong relationship? And if you want more honest money videos like this, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next video. If internet costs $80 per month, a couple pays $40 each. A single person pays the full $80. Streaming services? Same thing. Furniture? Same thing. Kitchen supplies? Same thing. Cleaning products? Same thing. Basic household items are not half price because you live alone. You still need a bed. You still need a couch. You still need cookware. You still need Wi-Fi. You still need toilet paper, soap, lights, dishes, towels, and cleaning supplies. A couple can divide many of those costs. A single person absorbs all of them. This is why your paycheck feels smaller than it looks on paper, because your income might be individual, but your expenses are household sized. That is the trap. You are one person paying household costs. Insurance can also create a singles tax. In many places, married people can receive better rates on certain types of insurance because companies see them as lower risk. This can apply to car insurance, health plans, or bundled policies depending on the country, state, employer, or provider. Now, this does not mean every married person always pays less, but the pattern is real. Two people can often bundle, single people often cannot. Two people may share one car insurance policy. Two people may share a family health plan. Two people may qualify for discounts. A single person pays alone. And then there is the tax system. Now this part depends heavily on income, country, and filing rules. Sometimes marriage creates a tax benefit. Sometimes it creates a tax penalty. But the bigger issue is not only the tax bracket. The bigger issue is that two people in one household can share expenses while maintaining combined financial power. That is the advantage. A single person has less room for error. If a couple has two incomes and one person loses a job, there may still be another income coming in. If a single person loses a job, the household income drops to zero. That means a single person often needs a bigger emergency fund relative to their income. You do not just need savings, you need survival money because there is no backup income in the bedroom next door. But here is where the singles tax becomes truly dangerous. The worst part is not only the money you spend today, it is the money you never get to invest. Let's say being single costs you an extra $8,000 per year. That could be from higher rent, groceries, utilities, insurance, and other costs. Now imagine if that $8,000 was invested every year. At a 7% average annual return, after 10 years, that could grow to more than $110,000. After 20 years, it could become more than $350,000. After 30 years, it could approach $750,000 or more depending on timing and returns. That is the hidden tragedy. The singles tax does not just take your cash, it steals your compounding. And compounding is how ordinary people become wealthy. Most people do not become wealthy from one big paycheck. They become wealthy by investing consistently over long periods of time. But if your money is being eaten by rent and basic survival, you never get the early start. And when you finally do start investing, you may already be 10 years behind. That is why the singles tax is so powerful. It does not just make life expensive, it delays wealth. Now before someone comments, Rehan, this only works if your partner actually contributes. You are absolutely right. Marriage is not automatically a financial win. A good partner can help you build wealth. A bad partner can destroy your finances. If your partner does not work, overspends, has debt, hides financial problems, or refuses to budget, your costs may go up, not down. And we also have to talk about divorce. Divorce can be financially devastating. Legal fees, asset division, child support, spousal support, selling property, starting over. All of that can wipe out years of progress. So this video is not saying get married to save money. That would be terrible advice. The point is this. This is where the singles tax becomes brutal. Let's say a one-bedroom apartment in your city costs $1,800 per month. A two-bedroom apartment costs $2,400 per month. Now look at the math. If you are single and living alone, you pay $1,800 by yourself. But if two people share the two-bedroom, each person pays $1,200. That means the single person is paying $600 more every month. That is $7,200 more per year. And remember, the single person is often getting less space, not more. The couple may have a bigger kitchen, a bigger living room, better storage, maybe parking, maybe even better amenities. Meanwhile, you are paying more per person for less. This is why housing feels impossible for single people. It is not always because you are bad with money. It is because rent does not cut itself in half just because only one person lives there. Landlords do not say, "Oh, you are single, let me reduce the price by 50%. No, you pay the market price. And the market price does not care if there is one income or two incomes behind the door. This becomes even worse when buying a home. A couple earning $60,000 each has a household income of $120,000. A single person earning $75,000 may be doing well individually, but the bank sees one income, one risk, one borrower, one person to approve. So the couple may qualify for a mortgage while the single person keeps renting. And that is where the real damage begins. Because the couple starts building equity, the single person keeps building the landlord's equity. That is not just a monthly difference, that is a wealth building difference. Now let's talk about food. This one sounds small, but it adds up quickly. Grocery stores are not designed for one person. They are designed for families. The bigger package usually has the better price. The large bag of rice is cheaper per pound. The family pack of chicken is cheaper per serving. The big box of paper towels is cheaper per roll. The giant laundry detergent is cheaper per wash. But when you live alone, buying in bulk can become a problem. You may not have enough storage. Food can expire before you finish it. You cook a meal and end up eating the same thing for 4 days. Or worse, you throw food away because you got tired of it. That waste is also part of the singles tax. A couple can buy bigger quantities and actually use them. A family can buy in bulk and move through it quickly. But a single person often pays more per unit for smaller packages. Let's say a single person spends $450 per month on groceries. A couple spends $700 total. That is $350 per person. The single person is paying $100 more per month. That is $1,200 per year. And this does not even include takeout. Because let's be honest, cooking for one person after a long day at work can feel depressing. Nobody talks about that. Cooking for a family feels like a responsibility. Cooking for yourself alone can feel like a negotiation. You open the fridge and think, do I really want to cook, clean and eat alone just to save $18? That emotional fatigue can push single people towards convenience. And convenience is expensive. Now let's look at bills. Some bills do not change much whether one person or two people use them. Internet is a perfect example. Imagine this. Your coworker walks into the office on Monday morning smiling like they just won the lottery. They say, "We finally bought a house." You congratulate them, but then they show you the numbers. The house has 3 bedrooms, a garage, a backyard, and a mortgage payment that is somehow almost the same as what you pay for your small 1-bedroom apartment. And the strange part? You are not lazy. You are not reckless. You are not wasting all your money on luxury cars and designer clothes. You work hard. You pay your bills. Maybe you even save a little, but every month your money disappears faster than people say, just budget better. And that is when you start realizing something uncomfortable. Being single is not just emotionally different, it is financially expensive. There is a hidden cost to living alone. And today on Rehan Finance Official, we are talking about something most people feel but rarely calculate. The singles tax. Not an official tax from the government, but a financial penalty that shows up in your rent, your groceries, your insurance, your savings, your investments, and even your future wealth. And by the end of this video, you will understand why being alone can quietly cost you thousands of dollars every single year. The singles tax is simple. It is the extra money you pay because you do not have another person sharing the cost of life with you. Couples get something single people do not get. They get scale. They split rent, they split utilities, they split furniture, they split internet, they split grocery waste, they split emergencies, they split responsibilities. But when you are single, everything lands on one income. One rent payment, one electricity bill, one internet bill, one grocery bill, one emergency fund, one car payment, one insurance policy, one person carrying the entire financial weight. And here is the painful part. Most of life is priced for households, not individuals. Apartments are priced for households. Grocery stores are designed for families. Mortgage lenders look at household income. Tax systems often reward combined households. Even vacations, hotel rooms and subscriptions are cheaper when shared. So when people say, "Why are you struggling? You make decent money," they are missing the point. You are not just paying for your lifestyle. You are paying full price for a system that gives discounts to people who can split the bill. Let's start with the biggest expense, housing.